From a market that cost me thousands of dollars, what did I learn? And everything about this event pointed towards it being a banger. It was in a good city. It was a good event. It was a good everything. I ended up taking the biggest hit to my business that I've ever taken. Ends up being like this huge hit. So you go from like this really high to like, I can't make rent this month, basically is what it was. And I was like, I have 9 days to figure out how I'm going to take my negative bank account to not zero, but a positive, pay rent, and still be able to like keep going. So I think when things like this happen, for me, the biggest lessons that I've learned through running my business and doing my art and sharing things online has been in those moments when things go completely wrong. I've learned the most from that. Wow, that was kind of dramatic, but did I get your attention? Are you ready for my story time? I wish that this title was clickbait, but it genuinely isn't when you factor in like travel, expenses, booth, everything. And I just want to say, like, I don't want this to come across as like me complaining, because I'm not. Obviously, like, I'm so thankful and blessed that I'm even able to be in a place where like I can lose that amount of money. Like, I remember in college when I had $25 for the whole week of groceries. So I'm just super thankful. I'm not complaining at all. This is just part of the ups and downs of running a business. And with social media, we share so many of the positive, like, look at me, I did this really amazing thing. Like, look how aesthetic, how nice. This is the reality. This is my life. I've been here since 8 a.m. It's noon. I'll be here till 5. And I probably won't pick up any sort of art supply today or do anything creative. And that's just life. That's running a business. And if you want to do art, if you want to have a small business, this is part of it, is like learning these hard lessons. So that's enough. We're going to get into it. For the past 3 years, I've lived most of my life online. We're not even going to talk about my screen time because it's embarrassing. Actually, no, it's not embarrassing because it's my job. In those 3 years, I mostly have shared my business, my art, my journey, my changes. I'm in my 20s. I mean, it's just a content mine of life lessons, experiences, little funny anecdotes about my father, just the classic thing. And I posted a video on November 28th. I will never forget the date because it is the day that literally changed and ruined my life all at once. And it's really hard to explain because if you're trying to put your work out there, like, all you want is a video to go viral. And I completely understand and relate to that because I simultaneously want a video to go viral and get a lot of views and to be seen, but I also, it's like my worst nightmare. Having a video go viral of you doing a dance, there are other negative side effects of like negative comments on appearance and all that other stuff. But when you have a video go viral about your business, not only do you have that, the negative, you have days, weeks, possibly months worth of work that you then have to do because of one 60-second video. And that's what happened to me. And so it was just like this wave, overwhelming wave at the end of a very tiring year, emotionally and mentally. I lost my grandmother earlier that year. I'd been through so many ups and downs with like my views and my videos and my business. And then you have this like tidal wave of like orders at the worst possible time. I did okay. I think I did okay, but it was a lot. And it was like in the moment, I didn't realize how much it was weighing on me and like putting a toll on me until I finally sat down and I was like, what the f just happened? I was like, did I really just do that? Did I really just wake up and work like 15 to 18 hour days back to back for 30 days straight? Anyways, I'm burnt out. For the past 3 months, I've been incredibly burnt out. And so like any sort of cushion I had financially from that just got eaten up by me just like, you know. For this past year, I did my first in-person market and it went super well. And I had so many people who actually like knew me. And I was like, whoa, like these numbers are actual people. I had never been able to put faces to names and to numbers. And so I was like, oh my God, like this is so cool. You all are so cool. Like what the heck? Light bulb moment. So I decided to do another event. I decided to do another one because the first one went so well. I was like, this one is going to be a banger. And everything about this event pointed towards it being a banger. It was in a good city. It was a good event. It was a good time. It was a good everything. Banger. Materials. I prepared 300 kits. Okay. I had punch needles ready. I had embroidery hoops on deck. on deck, ready to go. We loaded up the van. We drove 22 hours. It was supposed to be 3 days during this big thing. And I paid $1,000 for my booth. And for the total of the weekend, here's the rundown. Day 1, day 2, and day 3. So when I came back, it didn't really hit me. And I ended up taking the biggest hit to my business that I've ever taken. Honestly, if it weren't for you all, I would have fully just lost control of my business because of how much I put into it and the timing of when it happened. Like, this was a huge, just absolute travesty. What's up, bitch? It's me. First of all, I would like to say shout out to the water stains on my ceiling that have been there for the past 2 years. Because when I moved in here, they were like, the ceiling's leaking. Is that a problem? And I was like, honestly, no. It's your building. I don't care. I just need a place to live. Spot the difference. I feel like I didn't do the best job like explaining why this was such like a hit to me. And I think I'm still trying to process the whole like viral recovery burnout type thing, because I'm definitely still burnt out, but I'm like able to work now, whereas before I wasn't. And part of it was like I put so much on this event that so much was riding on it, not just financially. Like, I thought that it would buy me more time to kind of figure out the whole burnout thing and like what it is that I'm doing with my life. I don't know what I want to do with my life. So part of it was like I had really banked on this being like, okay, I go there, I get through this weekend, and then I'll have like another 2-3 months maybe of like being able to just chill out in my brain and rest and recover. When I came back, it was just like, no, not only do you not have time to rest, not only are you still burnt out, you no longer have this cushion that you would have had if you hadn't gone to this event. Like, everything you had planned is gone. And now you're in like your worst case scenario, and wake the up and get your ass to work, basically. I want to be a butterfly. I'm so sorry. I'm not actually. Look how cute he is. Maybe I'll do a toy tour video. I have a lot of toys because I'm a Disney adult and I don't even care. Okay, back to real, actually cinematic me with a good audio. Bye. One of the biggest parts about doing this job is like the ups and the downs. Like, the ups, viral video, so high. The down, preparing for a market that should have just been like average attendance and wasn't even base level, that ends up being like this huge hit. So you go from like this really high to like, I can't make rent this month, basically is what it was. And I was like, I have 9 days to figure out how I'm going to take my negative bank account to not zero, but a positive, pay rent, and still be able to like keep going. It's not a failure. It's not a failure. And I would like to share with you some of the things that I learned, because I think when things like this happen, it's fine to sit and feel sorry for yourself and to be sad and upset and, you know, all that stuff. I think that's fine. I think that's valid. But for me, the biggest lessons that I've learned through running my business and doing my art and sharing things online has been in those moments when things go completely wrong and I feel like absolute shit. I've learned the most from that. Have a safety net. Have a safety net. And I think the main thing too is like, don't put all your eggs in one basket. And I feel like that's super obvious, but literally everything about this event pointed towards it being a success. And I think for me now, knowing that, I will never ever look at an event and go, oh, I'm going to make my money back. Like, if you're going to go to an event or you're going to do something or you're going to take a risk on your business, like, plan for the absolute worst case scenario. Plan for whatever money and whatever things you put in to just not see them back. Knowing what I know now, I might have done a few things a little differently, but I still would go. It was a great experience. I met so many amazing people. Of the people that did come, several of them were people who have followed me and were so sweet. If you were one of those people, they gave me stuff. They like brought stuff to give me. Like, that is just, to me, so worth it. And you cannot put a price on that, especially doing all the stuff that I do online by myself. Like, having people come up to me and interact with me in a way, like, I immediately, if they say that they've been following me, I'm like, we're friends. Like, you know me. So we're friends, basically. And so it's just really nice to have those face-to-face interactions with people who I don't ever get to see. Like having a person come up to you in real life and go, "Hi, hello, my name is so-and-so. I have followed you since you did this, and I really love your work." That is like, oh, what? Are you serious? Are you for real right now? Like, be for real. Are you serious? So I wouldn't take that back. I got to see some people, some friends that I haven't seen in years. And so it was really nice. It was really nice. And I don't regret it. And at the end of the day, I took risks and I invested in my business in ways I wouldn't have if I wasn't going to this event that I thought was going to be like this really big thing. So lesson number 1, don't put all your eggs in one basket. Number 2 is I think when you're looking towards doing in-person events, it's a little more niche. If you're looking at doing in-person events, do your research. And the way that I would frame this is like an event that cost as much to vend at, it was $1,000. Like the people organizing this event made their money back, regardless of how well this event was attended. When you look at these big markets that are shown on social media, like the organizers and the people, they're really sweet, they're amazing. And I think that everything comes from genuine intentions and from a good place. But at the end of the day, obviously it's nice if people attend an event, but if people don't attend the event and they're not charging at the door, they made their money back on the backs of the small businesses, at the risks of the small businesses and the artists and the vendors that are there paying the fee to be there for what's supposed to be a premium event. It was just a little sticky. It was a little icky. It was a little weird. It put a little sour taste in my mouth, to be honest, about doing in-person events. But then I think of all the positive stuff. And so I think just moving forward, I will be personally a lot more cautious about where I do events, when I do events. And my advice to you, if you're someone who's also thinking about doing in-person events, is if it's the first year of them doing it, tread carefully, because in-person events, even if they're years and years running, they could always have a bad year. It's always possible. And that's always the risk. And that goes back to my point 1, which don't put all your eggs in one basket. Always make sure you're able to take that loss and not have anything come back from it. And hard cut to a new angle. Thank you and good night. Also new hair. It's been 2 hours. Everything just shut down, including myself. So lesson number 1, do not put all your eggs in one basket. Lesson number 2, do your research. Make sure the event you're going to is going to be one that, first of all, has a market, people attending that look like the type of people that would buy from you. If you're someone who makes things that are perfect for families, but it's mostly a lower age bracket, maybe not the event for you. It depends on the event. It depends on the city. It depends on the time of year. It depends on all these different things. See it as a learning opportunity, an experience opportunity, a time to go and meet people and interact with them and share your work in person. And I think all of those things are benefits that don't necessarily have to factor in the money side of it. And I think when you're doing in-person events, just from my very, very, very limited experience, but from hearing from other people, those are what you should be. That's the mindset. It's not I'm going to make so much money this weekend, because you just never know. You never know what could happen. What's a third lesson? We should have 3 of them. From a market that cost me thousands of dollars, what did I learn? I think this is a positive thing and something that I learned from my first market, but I think also applies after this market. If you're someone who does stuff online, you make and share your work or your business online, there is such value. There's such a high value in in-person interactions. I think not just for our mental and emotional health, but also for your well-being, and to really get a picture of who it is that's out there, supporting your work, following along with you and doing all this stuff. And I think that there is a serious benefit to doing in-person things. And I personally want to continue doing in-person things. I know there are so many people, like I said, who have watched and grown and changed with me, alongside me in different ways in their own lives. I definitely see a very strong value in doing in-person events in the future. I don't know if I want to continue doing markets. I think workshops would be really awesome, or doing my own sort of pop-up in places where I know people are. So if you live in a city and you want me to come to a workshop, let me know. And I think they could be really fun. So I definitely want to put time and effort into that in this next year. And I'm saying this publicly because I want to be it's been a year. Where are the workshops? And I'll be like, you're right. So yeah, I want to do it. So it's going to happen one way or another. If you're a small business or an artist and you're thinking of doing in-person events, I definitely think you should go for it. Give it a try, give it a whirl. I have friends of mine who like that's their new thing, is like they just do in-person things. If you live in an area that's really conducive to that, like I think go for it. Keep in mind all of the things that I said and kind of tread carefully, because you just never know what's going to happen on market day. It could rain, it could snow, there could be a tornado warning. Maybe everyone just decides to stay inside, or someone else is having a big birthday party and nobody wants to come. You never know. And yeah, so just don't put all your eggs in one basket. Tread carefully, do your research. Definitely do it to see if you don't like it. There's definitely value in doing in-person things and interacting with people, other vendors, other artists. You can meet such a great community at these events, regardless of the turnout. The plus side of all of this, I've never been more prepared to get a bunch of people who want kits. At this point in time in history, your girl is prepared. Okay. This video is sponsored by me. I make kits. Punch needle kits. I also make handmade rugs. They take many hours and lots of love, but I love making them, so I'm going to keep doing it even if nobody buys them, because they're fun to make, and I think you should make things that are fun to make regardless of any of the other things. If it's fun to make and you enjoy doing it, do it. Do it. Do it. If you're worried about me paying rent, we did it. We did it, guys. We did it. I came out with some new kits. People love them. I love them. But I worked my ass off so that could happen. And now I can breathe a little easier and I don't have to cry on the phone to my dad anymore. And that's great. Next month, who knows? That's how it goes around here. We just never really know what's going to happen. And that's part of the fun of it. Let me know if you want more advice videos. This is just one of many low points in my past 3 years of doing this full time. But like I said, I have learned from every single one of them, and they've been some of the best blessings in disguise when they've happened. And I've learned so much and grown from them. And so I think if you're going through something difficult or you're burnt out or whatever, use it as an opportunity, reflect, learn, see what is going in the ways you don't want it to go, and try to think and brainstorm of ways you can make it turn around. And yeah, so that's it. That's all for my time today. Have a good life. I'm so bad at ending videos. Maybe I'll get better. Maybe I won't. Either way, toodaloo and toodle pip. Bye. Bye-bye.